You've seen it a million times in the movies, right? The heroes trekking through the jungle and, oops, they're sinking into a bottomless pit of quicksand. But what if I told you Hollywood got it totally, completely wrong? Today, we're going to separate that movie fiction from some actual life-saving facts. Let's get into it. So, just imagine for a second. You're out on a hike, everything's great, and then suddenly the ground just gives way. You're stuck. What's your very first move? Because that first reaction, it could be the difference between a crazy story you tell your friends and, well, something a lot worse. Yeah, the first thing you absolutely have to know is this. Pretty much everything you think you know about quicksand is probably a myth. That whole dramatic, inescapable pull that just sucks people down, it's just not how it works in the real world. Not even close. So what is quicksand, really? Let's get into the science of it, because it's not some mysterious, hungry monster. And understanding this is actually the key to your survival. Okay, so the myth says you'll be completely swallowed up. But the reality? Most quicksand is barely a few feet deep. And get this, the human body is actually less dense than quicksand. That means you'll float. The real trap isn't the sand itself, it's your own panic. All right, so if you don't sink, what's the big deal, right? Well, the danger is still very, very real. It's just not what you'd expect. Here are the three actual threats. First, panicking. If you thrash around, you just make yourself sink faster and deeper. Second, drowning. If you're near a river or a beach, an incoming tide could absolutely pull you under. And third, you're vulnerable. Being stuck just makes you, bait for any predators in the area. So the sand itself won't kill you, but the situation it creates, oh yeah, that definitely can. Which brings us to the most important part of all this, your survival plan. If you ever find yourself in this mess, there is a clear, step-by-step way to get yourself out. All right, here's the playbook. First, and this is the most critical part, stay calm, don't flail. Next, get rid of anything heavy. That backpack, drop it. Then, here's the key move, lean back. Spread your arms and legs out to distribute your weight, kind of like you're floating in a pool. This helps water seep in around you, which makes it easier to slowly wiggle your legs free. From there, you can try to paddle or pull yourself to solid ground. But here's where reality hits you, hard. Even if you do everything right, getting free is not going to be easy. In fact, it's one of the most physically demanding things you could possibly imagine. Just think about it for a second. How much actual physical force do you think it would take to pull just one of your legs out of that thick, dense mixture? That's right. The amount of force it takes to free yourself is the same as what you'd need to lift a small car. Let that sink in. A small car. This is exactly why staying calm and using that slow, methodical technique is so critical. You just can't brute force your way out of it. You have to work smart. And hey, if you did manage this incredible feat, you wouldn't just walk away and brush yourself off. You'd probably have some injuries from the strain, but, that's a whole lot better than the alternative. And that really gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? Escaping quicksand isn't just a physical fight against sand and suction. It is a mental battle against your own instincts. You might be able to survive the sand, but the real question is, could you survive the panic?